And as a young kid, he got sent home from school and he had a note pinned to his shirt. And he gets home and his mom looks at him and she was like, Tommy. I don't know if his mom called him Tommy. I'm making that up in my head. I like to see the scene. But she's like, what is that note? And he said, I don't know. It's for you. They just told me to get it to you. And so she took it off his shirt and she opened it up and she read it and she started bawling. And little Thomas Edison was like, well, Mom, what's wrong? And so she read the note to him and it said, your son is a genius. The school is too small for him, doesn't have enough good teachers to train him. Please teach him yourself. And so she did. Whatever Thomas Edison as a young child, was curious about, she fed that curiosity. Somewhere in there, they moved to Ohio and that's where he was mostly raised. And she really did. She homeschooled him. And she pumped him with that narrative this whole time, like, you're a genius, you're a genius, you're a genius, you're a genius. And she gave him the opportunity to explore the things that he was really interested in. And she fed him that narrative. Many years later, after, he affected the world with the light bulb and all the other things that he invented, his mother had long passed and he was a full grown adult. He was going through this box and it was some of her old things. And he noticed that letter that she had kept all of those years. And he recognized it was folded up in the same way, still had the pin in it. And he opened it up and he read it, only it was his turn to start bawling. Because all of those years ago, what the note had actually said was, your son is addled, which at the time meant mentally ill or deficient. We won't let him come to school anymore. We don't have the teachers to handle him. You'll have to teach him yourself. Now, just imagine if Thomas Edison's mom had read the real note to him and had let that be the narrative that drove his life. I don't know for sure that he wouldn't have invented the light bulb and all of the other things that he gifted this world with, but I really kind of think that would be true. And what I would say to you is, I know that it's a really hard time to be an educator. And I know that you all probably feel a little less connected to other people as well. Like I think we all feel lonelier than we did, 3 or 4 years ago. And even before that, I think there was an epidemic of loneliness creeping up on us. But what I will say to you is, somewhere in one of your classrooms might be the cure for cancer, or might be the idea that helps us better civilize our communication devices. And I know this to be true for sure. We bring out the best in people when we believe in the best about people. So I think the first starter thing that I would tell you, if you want to make a big difference, it absolutely starts with how you feel about your students. As frustrating as they can be, as frustrating as their parents can be, I think that we're all trying to do the very best that we can with the tools we have and the baggage we're carrying. And so I want to thank you for investing in your time. And I'll leave this here. If you want the slide deck, I'm happy to, if you just fill out this form, you're going to be taken to a Google form. If you want to, talk to me about, anything else or whatever, I'm really happy to get with you. If you DM me at one of my social media channels, I don't have notifications turned on because I try to live what I preach. And I don't like the bubbles. So so I'll get it, but it might be in 4 months. So the QR code on the screen is the best way. I will respond by email to anybody who